Hello my fellow gamers and welcome once again to my SimCity video tutorials. Now the reason I haven't been making any videos lately is because I've been testing a few things for my last 5th city. I've been also testing a few other ideas which I'll be talking about down the line. As you have been following my channel, you know that my high density region is Gemstone Valley. I have built these 4 cities in it now and they're all at high density. I have a large amount of people living in those cities. My last city is going to be this one. I have planned for it to be producing alloy and having 2 recycling centers that are going to support the other cities with recycling trucks. This city does not have any water, power or sewage or garbage buildings in it, so its only worry is recycling and building alloy. But before I start building this city, I need to show you something that I've been working on these past few days. Now, in order to test out a very interesting road system for this city, I've been working on it and this is my latest setup. I have spent enough time to get almost the entire city up to high density so that I could really test the capabilities of this road network on high density city. Now let me take you through this. First of all, this city has 2 entrances and 2 exits that are on this straight avenue. Now, as you can see, when you enter my city, you go through this avenue and you reach this intersection. Now, one road is leading forward, but the other one goes down into the ground. And now, as you can see, if I can just get the camera to listen to me, it goes all the way forward and it goes deeper and deeper and deeper into the ground. Above it is this avenue. I have done this by digging this avenue down and getting up to about here. Now you can see that this avenue ends right here. From there it's a tunnel that leads to the left side of the city. Before that tunnel I have an exit onto this side of the city, and you can see that the cars can come from this intersection and up to this avenue. Now this is only the first part of the crazy system for the road network that I have used here. The second is this avenue that goes on this right side and then goes over this main avenue into the left side of the city. I also have roads that go parallel to the main avenue that brings in traffic from the region, and they are part of the network that supports these neighborhoods on the right side. There is even this bridge that floats in midair that goes over the avenue that brings in the car traffic from the region that comes in to this avenue. So when cars are coming in from the region, they can either go straight and over this avenue and go to the other side of the city, and if they need, exit the city. But the cars that want to enter my city go into this intersection, which is kinda half through the textures of this avenue, but that's fine. And then by using this dug-in road, they have those 2 exits that I have shown you, one to the right, one to the left. At the end I have again this avenue that goes on the edge of the map, and then from the right side cars can come into this main avenue and go outside of the city, while if they're coming in from the left side they have these ridiculously looking hills, and then they have to go all the way to this intersection and also go outside of the city. Now the cool thing about this system is that most of these cars are using this avenue to exit the city while using this one to enter it. So there are very few traffic jams that happen on this main avenue. As for the rest of the city, now that I'm at high density, most of these streets are high density streets, but the streets connecting them are all low density streets. This is because I wanted to make neighborhoods that do not have any traffic lights. So all the streets that are parallel to buildings and buildings do not have exits or entrances onto these streets are low density streets, while the streets that have the buildings on them, that have zones on them, are all high density streets. And this way I have very few intersections that have traffic lights. These are usually these intersections where the streets, high density streets, connect to avenues. Now let me show you one of the more interesting parts of this road connection, if this hasn't been interesting for you enough. From this right side, this avenue goes all the way to the hill on the other side. But below it, I have another avenue that is following through here, through these neighborhoods, and then it is also going above this main avenue. So I have two levels going above this main avenue. They are also going above the street. This is over here. I am using pretty much the same system on many of these overpasses, although this one is the only one where two overpasses are going over this avenue. All the rest only have these avenues that go below these overpasses so that they can connect these neighborhoods that are divided because of these high overpasses. Now, if you're asking how is the traffic in the city, well, it's not that bad. I have 210 population that says on the population tab, while I have 12,000 low wealth workers, 4,500 medium wealth workers, and 1,000 high wealth workers. I'm still missing 4,000 low wealth workers, but all the buildings are working properly. When it comes to the commercial, I'm not managing to satisfy all the low wealth, but I even have unsold goods on the high and medium wealth commercial. Now, as we are coming close to 6 AM, this should be the moment where the most traffic is on the streets, so I'm just going to go into second speed and show you how this city is going to operate. You're going to notice a lot of these guys that are driving blue cars presenting the shoppers, and this is because I haven't really managed to make a perfect residential versus commercial setup, but this was only my test city, so when I actually make this city in my Gemstone Valley high density region, I'm hoping to have the perfect setup of workers and shoppers so that not too many of them have to use cars. You can see that even though I have those low density streets along a lot of these neighborhoods parallel to the buildings, the traffic flows. It may be slow, there may be a few traffic jams, but they all clear up pretty fast and there aren't that many cars on the street. And considering I have 210,000 pop, but if we look at the transportation, you can see that only about 2,500 low wealth residents and 2,500 medium wealth residents, so 5,000 residents use my buses. My bus network is everywhere except the high density, high wealth buildings and commercials, because those workers do not use the public transportation. As you know, high wealth Sims do not use public transportation, they only use cars. So, like I said, I'm going to use the road overlay so you can watch the traffic better. As you can see, most of the traffic comes in from this side, while it exits onto this side. So there isn't that much of a problem, because these guys are using this right side to enter this lane, while these guys are at the same time using that lane to come in. So this traffic light here isn't really stopping the traffic is constantly going out of the city. It's a constant stream, therefore not creating any traffic jams. There is a lot of cars coming in from both sides, but they are all going outside. You can see that almost no cars are coming in. While on this side, you can see that a lot of cars are coming in, but only a few cars actually going out. There is, as you can see, this red line over here presenting a traffic jam, but it isn't something that's going to stop the city, it is just slowing it down. So even at almost total high density, I'm having quite good traffic flow. When it comes to the two smelting factories, I made a mistake and produced metal, but considering that when we look at the global market prices, the metal exports for 20,000, alloy for 50,000, so it's almost 2.5 times more profitable to produce alloy, which I'm of course going to make only alloy in my actual city in the high density region. So that's another good lesson learned. I've also noticed that this avenue, this bridged avenue, isn't used very much, but it is still useful for Sims that find it a shortcut. I am assuming that the reason they do not use it is because it goes across the city and rarely any Sims need to go across the city to find jobs or to find shopping. And as we keep looking at the traffic, you can see that this part has cleared up pretty much, and this one as well. You can see now it's green down here, it's only a little bit red, and soon it's gonna clear up. You can see that everybody who is coming in isn't coming in. Now, yes, this region only has the supporting city, which is selling it water, sewage, and power. But when I make this city in the region where I have the other 4 cities at high density, I am expecting more sims to be coming in, but I do have this ferry terminal, passenger train station, and the bus station, so I'm hoping for not too many cars are gonna be logging up the enters to this city. I have used the ore mines and the coal mine at the beginning in order to be able to get my smelting factories up and running, but later on, as I was producing more and more and creating more and more profit, I just started importing ore and coal so that I do not create too much pollution. And you can see that the pollution was quite heavy here, but now that time has passed, it has been destroyed by using trees. So in my high density region, I will be using those mines, but once I start building residential around them, I will turn them off and just start importing coal and ore, considering the price for ore is 6,000 and coal 4,000, while you export alloy at 50,000. It's really no-brainer to import instead of polluting your city. When it comes to the education, I am having a little issue. I have built one grade school, another grade school, and a high school, but I'm still at 4,000 out of 5,000 kids educated. It isn't really bad, but I would like it if it could go even higher. We'll see what happens in my actual city. For this test city, seems to be okay. As for the fire stations, I have one up here in this corner, the other one is over here. The health, one clinic is here and the other one is over here. And when it comes to the police, I have one police station here and the other one over here. I have a lot of criminals per day because, as you saw, not all of my population is educated, so that is creating some crime. Now, when I reach full high density and have no need to change any more commercial buildings, I'm thinking of using the room that is going to be left free when I bulldoze the coal mines, the trade depot, and the ore mines, and creating some landmarks here, because I seem to have quite a nice number of tourists. I have 2,500 of both medium and low wealth tourists, so I'm hoping for, if I create some landmarks here, dezone all the commercial so it doesn't turn into hotels, I could even get some nice profits out of those landmarks. I could probably earn maybe 200,000 per day from those landmarks, and that would be quite a nice addition. I mean, these tourists are already coming into my city and already clogging up my traffic. I might as well get a profit out of them then. So this would be the overview of this test city. Now I am going to show you how to actually build this crazy road network in my actual city. It is going to cost a couple of million, but that's not really an issue when you have 4 cities creating profits in your region. Okay, so here we are in Gemstone Valley. I am going to use the Ruby Roads funds to send a couple of mil to my newest city. Let's say, just in case it doesn't work, I'm going to send, let's say, 2 million at first. There have been some issues with sending money to new cities, so let's not lose too much money if it doesn't work. Okay, gift sent, maximum speed. The funds seem to have been transferred. Let's wait for the confirmation message. Nope, that's not the one. That's the one. Someone gives sent. Okay, region view. No neighborhood water providers, but we can buy the switch. We can buy the water. Buy water from neighboring cities, but only one. Where's the rest of them? That is very strange. Okay, well, let's just wait for the funds first. Well, I have waited for quite a long time, but still no gifts incoming. I'm going to try and send a gift from some other city and see what happens. Let's send a gift from the Emerald Empire. Let's say 2 million again. Okay, 3 million, fine. Cheat the speed, wait for the information. Similar gift has been sent. Okay, let's try this again. And here we are, finally have received, and I have received both gifts. The first 2 million from Ruby Road and the second one of 3 million from Emerald Empire. So the gifting does work, it just takes quite a while. Now I can start building that road network. First thing is to bulldoze this entire avenue as much as possible. There we go. Now I should pause the game and start digging. Roads, high density avenue. I will not be starting from this piece of avenue that cannot be deleted. I will start a little bit after it with a new piece. So holding shift and just building the first piece. And holding shift again, and you can see that I'm already going down. I just need to try and not go too far too fast, or else I'm not gonna get the angle I need. There we go. You can see it can be quite easy, you just have to get the hang of it. You have to get this blue circle to the edge of the red one, and then when it passes the edge you get the new piece at the specific angle necessary in order to dig deeper, but not too deep so that you have to go back just a little bit by holding shift key and progressing little by little. Let's see where we are. Not bad, but for some reason seems I'm going... Is this straight or not? Not sure, it doesn't look very straight, does it? Maybe it's just an optical illusion because of this bug terrain. Let's continue, we'll see what happens. Yeah, this isn't going straight, don't know why. Well, I think this is far enough and deep enough. Now I'm going to connect these two. And now for the coup de grace. This one starts from here, and when you pull it, at what point you can see that it's creating these bridges, which means that you're on the right track. Now, in order for these bridges to be able to connect to the outside avenue, you have to stop and delete this piece right about here. So this piece here has to go. Now that should allow for these bridges to be made and a connection to be made. Okay, I seem to have probably not deleted enough. Let's delete a few more pieces. It should work now. There we go. That's what I've been looking for. You can see if I hold the shift key, it's going to go straight, but then it can't connect. It has to go a little bit on the side. And now you see what I have created. I have this sunken avenue which goes below this bridge. While this bridge connects the two sides of the original highway. Now all I need to add is the intersection that's gonna connect this avenue with the one dug into the ground. Now I would like to avoid having any extra space here for cars to do U-turns, so I'm going to try and start from the one that's sunk into the ground and connect it up onto this one. There we go. It does look very ugly, but it does a great job. And it isn't even going to take up too much space. Now that this part is complete, I have to find where I'm going to have these avenues on the outside edge of the map. This one starts about here, goes up all the way about here. Now the reason I have stopped here is because I need this one here to go through this mountain. I need to go something like this. It's kind of hard to get it to be perfectly what you want, so it's going to take a few tries. You may actually have to start from the left side and come in here with this overpass. Should see if I can do it from here. Yep, there we go. Just a few more. There we go. Now I should be able to connect these two with a tunnel through here. Okay, let's add. Let's try now. It doesn't seem to want to create a tunnel. It's not that big of a deal, but the tunnel would save some of this terrain from being warped like this. It is really hard to get exactly what you want from this game, especially with the roads and the terrain. Well, I'm gonna go with this. There's really no need to spend too much time trying to get that tunnel. Now I just need this connection here for the cars to be able to go outside. Try not to warp too much terrain. There we go. Now that that's done, I can keep pulling this avenue, sorry, to the edge of the map. Now, I do not wish to have these bridges. I would more like to have a straight road like this. So I'm just gonna go up to here and then use a curved road to get back to here. But it seems I'm gonna need to first make the straight one and then connect them with the curved. There we go. That did that trick. Now, before I start building anything in the middle here, I need to check on my coal and ore deposits. Now, the coal mine has to be here. Next to it is going to be an ore mine, and here again another ore mine, which means that the road that goes through a tunnel starts here, goes through a tunnel, and exits about here, where these two smithing factories are going to be. So, while looking at the ore, I need to know that this tunnel has to start about here and exit about here. Let's first set up the streets for the coal mine. I need to give it enough room, so it's gonna be about here. Then the ore mine is right here, and the next ore mine is about here, which means that from here I need to have a tunnel that's gonna go down here. This is kind of short for a tunnel. I would like a longer tunnel. I'm going to build it like this. Okay, that's it for the 2 ore mines and 1 coal mine and their connection down here to my smelters, or should I call them smelting factories. Now, besides this tunnel, I need to have these overpasses from these right sides to the left sides. But I also need to have that one avenue that connects this side avenue with this sunken avenue, which brings in the traffic. I also need to have this tunnel that starts from about here and goes to the left. Now, before I can build that tunnel, I need to first judge just how much space do I need up here for, let's say, 2 neighborhoods parallel to each other. First of all, I need a street that's going to go parallel to this avenue, like this, and on top of this part here. Now this is enough space for 2 neighborhoods, one here and one here. This means that my avenue that is coming out from this one needs to start right about here, and it should provide me with a tunnel exit, something like this. Okay, so it's gonna go up to here. Okay, I suppose I'm gonna have to use a road that's gonna go something like this. A little bit more to the side, like this. Okay, this will still work. Now just to connect this avenue all the way to this one. Hopefully without having to use any bridges. There we go. Now I just need to do a couple of more things. This avenue needs a connection to this part of the city to the right. So I need to have an intersection here, but it would be too close if I left this street here. So I'm going to first create an additional street here so that the sims can go around and then disconnect this part here a little bit more actually, and connect this avenue with these 2 upper streets. When it comes to these streets, they're just gonna go up to this street and not actually intersect with it. Now that that part has been set up, I need to continue on to this side over here. Now there is this avenue that needs to go bridged all the way to this side, and it needs to be connected with this one. So this one will go all the way up here, then at what point it will go over here. Now before I can do that, I need to first set up these neighborhoods so that I have the right spacing. Of course, I'm going to have these streets going parallel to the avenue. Like this. This is a bit strange, so I'm gonna stop here, go around this, and then go forward again. Looks much better. Now I do need that connection that's gonna go into this avenue from the sunken in avenue, but first I need to set this part up. Now for whatever reason this thing does not want to go straight to the edge of the map and then connect to the avenue. So in order to fix that, I'm going to have to delete the avenue, take the street through the edge, and then connect the avenue to the street. Now as you can see, it again gives me some problems. I want to connect. So try with a different approach. And now just to delete this small piece. I'm not sure why this is a problem here, it just is. Now the neighborhoods are going to go parallel to this street. And I have enough room here for 1, 2, 3 neighborhoods. They're all gonna be zoned onto the left side and onto these streets. This is kinda odd. I seem to have very little space here on the left side, too much space on the right. May need to move these things a little bit. See how this is gonna look now. Okay, much better. Now each almost has the same amount of space. I'm just gonna hold shift and go forward and up. And check again, is the spacing alright? Oh, damn it. I don't know why there's a combination of keys when I press and hold that I get this problem where the camera gets stuck while trying to go to a certain side, and now I have to just click, hold, shift, all sorts of buttons to fix that. Not even sure how I triggered it, but it's kinda annoying. Let's see here. Oh, this isn't gonna have enough space, so I'm just gonna have to redo this part. That's because this part here isn't at the same distance from the avenue as this one, so these two have to be moved a little bit to the right from about here. But that seemed to be a little bit too much right now. I don't know why I'm having this problem. See, this I think it's gonna be just enough space. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm 99% sure. I think it's because of this street that is probably too much onto the right side, so I'm gonna try and move it a little bit more to the left. Oh crap, not again. Seriously, how do I keep doing this? God damn it, stop it! Ah, darn it! Oh, just man, this is annoying. If anybody knows why this happens, please tell me. So goddamn annoying. Okay, the spacing is now 100% gonna be okay. I just connect these streets. Okay, so that's fine now. Over here I have a connection between this street and this avenue. While when it comes to this part of the city, the first high density avenue that's gonna go over is the one that's gonna be coming in from here. So it has to connect here, and then from underneath it I need to start another one, which is also gonna go over, but it's gonna stay down. There we go. From here it's going to connect up here, while through here it's gonna go down. Now right here I'm going to have my train station. Its road is going to connect to this avenue, but the avenue is gonna have to go back a little bit, or a little bit more, or all the way. This is funny now. There we go. Oh come on, what's the problem? Grade too steep? No way. Okay, how about from another place? Seriously? Okay, there's a solution for that. Finally. There we go. Now we're back on track. Now on this side I need to build the trade port, which is now finally, thank you EA and Maxis. Now the trade port is unlocked because I have trade HQs in the region. Finally some common sense in these people. Now to set up the road necessary for this. Before that I need the ferry terminal. It's gonna be right here to connect these two roads. See where exactly am I going to put the trade port? About here. Now to finish connecting these roads. Okay, you go here, you go there. Trade port needs some upgrades. Railway terminal. Okay, too much of the street. There we go. Now to destroy the freight shipping warehouse. And I need coal or alloy. And that's about it. Now these streets need to allow enough space so that I can make 2 smelting factories right here, as you saw in my planning video and in this city where I tested this setup that I showed you a few moments ago. There we go. Hopefully this shouldn't be a problem to have those 2 smelting factories right here. While the connecting street went up here. There we go. Now to get back to planning the rest of the city. Here I'm going to have those 2 recycling centers. Now the trick about having two recycling centers is to manage to set them up one on the back of the other so that you can put them together like a puzzle and not take too much space. Now the trick is that this one needs to go onto this side on the right and have enough space for 3 upgrades. It should be just about here. This is plastic, that one is getting bulldozed, and I need 3 alloy reclamation lines. 1, 2, 3, perfect. Now the other recycling center needs to have its 3 reclamation lines onto this side and into this space here. There we go. We can maybe even push it a little bit more to the right. Perfect. And 3. As for the trucks, we need 1 more reclamation delivery truck, and the rest are collection trucks. We have 1, 2. Of course, I'm shutting down these 2 buildings. Same thing I should have done with these. And the only thing left here is to connect with another street. There we go. Okay, let's continue. We have this thing set up. It is looking wild, but it's all cool. Now the one that's gonna be coming out of the ground and connecting to this side here should be about here, I believe. Right, in order to do that, I need to first delete these. There we go, beautiful. Now I'm just not entirely sure about the spacing here, but I believe it should be fine if it goes somewhere along the lines of here. Now, the last time I did something different, I placed the municipal bus station on this side, but I should have placed it on the right side, because when the traffic is coming in from the right, it should be able to go into the bus station right away, instead of having to go to this intersection, turn, and then turn here, make a U-turn, and then get into the bus station. So the bus station is supposed to be on this side. Should probably put it somewhere like in the middle so that the buses do not stop too much traffic on either side. Let's see here. That should work. This street goes up until this one goes up until this one, these 2 go up until no connection, please. There we go. Now, I have a feeling I'm missing 1 avenue that goes onto the left side. And for the life of me, I'm not entirely sure where that one was. Was it here somewhere? Or is it up here? I'm gonna have to check on that. Okay guys, I just checked it out. So there is another overpass that goes through here and goes all the way to here, while there is a 4th one that goes right over here and into these neighborhoods. So I need to build 2 more. Now this one over here left enough room for me to have a neighborhood here, so I'm going to plan on that. Once more. So in order to have a neighborhood, I need to start my street at about here. And that one ended up going into this one. While the one from this side went parallel like this. Too close. There we go. Whoops. I seem to have used the one with streetcars. I don't need that one. Let's see, just go. No, wait, that isn't right. Okay, let's see if we can fix this problem. Okay, you can go up there, but can these two connect? No, I think that the train station. Oh, here we go. Finally. And now only if this one can connect, that would be nice. Okay, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. That's cool. This one connects here. This one connects here. Now here I should have enough space for 2 neighborhoods. I'm gonna have extra room as well. Actually, that extra room, yeah, this is not very straight, so I'm gonna use this part here and this part right here. Try to avoid. What's this? Different streets. Okay, you need to be low density as well in order to make an intersection. There we go. I'm trying to avoid this part here, which isn't really on even ground. I'll see about further connections later on here. Over here, yep, there should be enough space as well for 2 neighborhoods. Okay, this part is complete. When it comes to this part, there should be a few more streets between these neighborhoods, but I think I'm gonna build those streets later on when I get to medium or high density, because then I'll know the precise size that I need to leave for the high density buildings. Right here I need to have 3 buildings. One is a school, for which I need to have enough space for classrooms. And those classrooms should go, I believe, right here. 1, 2, excellent. Okay, a few more school buses as well. Second building is a police station. Alright, I haven't connected this street. It should be going excellent. I have a bridge here, perfect. as the police station. That goes right here. And the clinic. That goes up here. There we go. Perfect. Now, I believe I had a fire station somewhere around here, and the second one was over there. So I believe I'll use this space here since it's not big enough for any high density buildings. And I'll place it right here. That did the trick. Now for that additional overpass, which goes over here, hoping I will be able to build it. Yeah, there we go. Excellent. It can be built right there. I guess I could move this street a little bit down, but let's see about here. Yeah, that should do the trick. And now I can have the avenue. It's gonna go from here and up to here. Perfect. Let's see about these streets here. I think I placed an avenue right about here. Goes underneath and connects to this one. There we go. And now from here they need to be able to go up, but not from this side most likely, but from this side. Need a curved road for that. And there we are. When it comes to this neighborhood, it also needs to go up and connect. So from about here. I see. This could be a little bit problematic, but there we go. That worked out okay. I do believe there should be another connection between these streets. Right here. But it seems that this bridge is too low to allow something like that. Or is it? It's not. Excellent. There we go. Another connection. I believe that should be enough. This one may be required. I'll see about it later on. Okay, let's shut down these buildings. This is all built. Now only this part remains to be built. I believe I had streets going parallel to these neighborhoods. this one is connected here. And it's going through the tunnel. This one here was a street connection and not an avenue. So this one I'll be deleting. And it is a four-way intersection, so I really do not want it to be there. Now I cannot plop my mines at the moment because I don't have any industry, so I'll need to leave this like this for the moment. When it comes to buildings, the neighborhood that was here, that neighborhood was connected into this street. So I need to make enough space for it to be built here. Let's see just how much space do I need about here, but I don't wish to not have enough space, so about here. And yes, it should have a connection here. Not sure about that one. There we go. Now parallel to this one, I should have more neighborhoods. I'm not going to build anything here because this is where the mine goes. Not going to touch that. So up until here it's okay. There should be enough space, but if the buildings are on the left side, the mine on the right, I don't really need a street here. Okay, let's see about the rest of these neighborhoods. Should be just enough space here for two neighborhoods. Let's make sure of that. I believe it will be enough space. Now for the rest of them. May not be absolutely well used space, but it is quite good enough for me. I just need to add a few more buildings. One of them being another fire station, which goes about here. And the second clinic that went over here. Though I should have a street here going across. Streets. I had a high school here. My town hall was here, and I had a police station right about here. Now when it comes to the town hall, I'm probably gonna have to leave that space open for the town hall to be able to fit. So, power from the region, water from the region, sewage from the region, town hall needs to be built. Garbage services, both regional and from this city. Fire stations to fire stations already placed. Police stations to police stations. High school, clinics, and one more elementary school that was right over here. The grade school, I mean. Well, this time I seem to have failed leaving enough space here. I suppose I can just build it over here because I don't need the trade HQ because of the trade port being unlocked by the trade HQs from the region. It is going to be next to the smelting factories, but I hope the kids don't mind. Well, I believe that's everything, except the parks, of course. Now, when it comes to the parks, they are a bit tricky to place because of the actual size of high density buildings, and especially because of this issue here. You see this? A building may not actually want to start the building from this edge, but from here, and then if you don't leave enough space before placing a park here, you're going to ruin that spacing. But I probably have gone on far too long in this video, and since I have built pretty much everything except actual buildings for Sims, commercial zoning and industrial zoning to unlock the mines, I'm going to leave that for my next video. So thank you for watching, and please stay tuned on my channel for more.